Hey guys, for today's video, I decided I'm going to talk about Excel spreadsheets, which I'm sure already is boring all of you. So if you don't care about Excel spreadsheets, just turn off the video. It's fine. Um, Specifically, I wanted to talk about Excel spreadsheets today because I spent a decent chunk of today, not like a lot, but I spent some time trying to do an Excel spreadsheet for one of my fantasy football things. Not going to really get into the nitty gritty details of it, but basically, started an auction league and I wanted to create basically a calculator to figure out what my optimal budget is for players and things like that. Just something basic to keep track of things. Also, at my work, majority of the work I do has been like plugging in formulas and going through Excel spreadsheets, quantity tables, all that kind of stuff. So I have gotten very comfortable with Excel spreadsheets, and I would consider myself at the very least proficient, if not, I wouldn't put myself at the level of expert, but somewhere in between. But I guess I'd be mastered. I've mastered Excel spreadsheets. I can basically create any spreadsheet majority people would need. My limitation is I know VOutlook and all those like longer commands, or VLOOKUP rather. I don't really mess with macros. I've used them before, but I haven't really created my own macros too much. Instead, what I do use is a third-party software called ASAP Utilities, which I strongly recommend. It's a free software that you could use if you're a private user. And it has a lot of the built-in like macro type stuff that you would want to use just as a utility that's very easy and functional and all that. Overall, in terms of spreadsheets overall, rather than just the details, I use them for basically everything in my life. I use them to calculate grades. I use them to make lists of places I should go on dates with my girlfriend, which she wasn't a fan of. She likes to type things out in Word as like a big list, but I was trying to explain how like in a spreadsheet I could put like the name, the location, the time to get to that location, like everything in a row and then sort by different values. For example, in our spreadsheet, I have whether places are breakfast places or lunch places or dinner places. And since I have them all labeled as something, it's so much easier for me to use like a sorting filter to like say, all right, let me see all the lunch places, all the dinner places, all that kind of thing. Or at the very least, it makes it a lot easier for putting those things into separate sheets, like saying, all right, here's all my breakfast places, let me select them all and then put them into a sheet of just breakfast places. So I like the way it turned out. She doesn't like it. She would have rather it been in like a document or whatever. But I think part of her accepts it because she knows I like it and I prefer it, which I appreciate. Other major things I use. I use Excel spreadsheets for literally everything. Even going back to high school and stuff, when I was getting all my college letters and stuff, I created an Excel spreadsheet to find out which colleges were sending me the most letters and all that. I used an Excel spreadsheet to decide what college I should go to based on an algorithm I came up with that took into account a lot of rankings and scores from sites like College Board and Niche and all those kind of things. And just, I put weights on the things I care about most, like do I care about safety on campus and activities around the campus and school spirit and food and all those things were like weighted values within the chart, and then I created a final score. And if I'm being realistic, every single time I punched in the numbers, NJIT came out as the best option for me just because the value was so extreme, and since that was one of the heaviest things I valued, it just was hard to beat it even if I messed with all the other numbers and made like other things have more weight. As long as the cost of school had a significant weight, like at least a third, which is usually did for me. It was like a third of my choice was how much a school costs. I might have even tried to drop the score down to a quarter, thinking I was overweighting how much cost mattered to me. It never mattered. NJT was still far and away the best school in terms of how I was ranking things. So I guess I don't regret my decision or anything, but yeah, it just would have been interesting to know how college would have been like if I went to a more fun school, a school where kids aren't ranked in the top 5 most miserable schools year after year for over a decade. But it is what it is. I'm past it now. I start my grad class on Tuesday, and we're looking forward. So that's about it for this video. I'm going to wrap things up here. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode.